And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now on 2nd and 13. Bridgewater. He gets it to Thomas. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Looking here for Smith downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this will pin them nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Now the first carry for Ronald Jones, and he'll be taken down at the 18. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Ready, blue ready. 47 is the mic. He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. I don't think that was a blitz, was it?
No, not at all. I mean, there was no blitz called on the play. Had other responsibilities, but he saw an opportunity, saw a path, and he took it.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Jameis to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double-team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Wait. Let me go.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Throwing is Bridgewater. Open man is Switzer, complete.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Watch it slant, watch it slant, watch it slant.
Here's Kamara, try to run for it. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Ready, ready. Touch the outlaw. Let's go. Tight end right, tight end right. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
Hey, 26 months. Hey, check, check. Double tight, guys, double tight. 4 down, 4 down. Check, check. Say.
On the ground, Kamara. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 38-yard line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Kamara. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
2nd and 9 at the 20-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Walk time. Tight end right. Even. 4 down, even.
To throw, Bridgewater. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Switch it, come on, switch it.
Bridgewater from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And Lutz puts this one through. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. But it's going to be 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing, Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And some room to work. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big run there by Jones. 44 yards. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits?
Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here's Bridgewater. Breaks a tackle. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On second down, it's Jones. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing. Because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Ready? Check! We did it! Man, that's trash! That's trash! Check three! Check three! Check three! Deuce! Let's go!
Play action now. Winston. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defense.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go!
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way now. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up. Check the backer, check the backer. 61, max box. Right. 26 Mike. Watch the run. They're running it.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. He'll get this one to Switzer. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He's going to rifle one, looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, as the first half is winding down. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. What's good on the extra point? And it's now 17-14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Winston. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Flip it, flip it, flip it. Let him go. No. Off.
From the 29, Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Double up. He's coming, double up. Check. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Tighten up. Let him go.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Winston.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
3rd and short yardage. Winston. Open man has got one. It's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's.
And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Buccaneers have once again taken the lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Bridgewater. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Charles, we've seen them target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Get ready. At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And fresh off the pick 6. They've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Mike, 57. Man, I got you. 57's the Mike. Watch 57.
From the gun, Bridgewater. Open man is Michael Thomas. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on third and medium to pick up the first. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Bridgewater now. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. On 2nd down, Bridgewater again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
57's the Mike. 57's the Mike.
To the air again with Bridgewater. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 18.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Watch 57. Let him know.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
To throw again on 2nd down, Bridgewater. He's got Smith here. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Ready.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. The field goal we just saw has us now at a one-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot a bit.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose, as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
58's the money.
Throwing on second down. Winston looking downfield for Godwin. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
On second down now, it's Jones. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Running with Kamara. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Throwing is Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Yannick Ngakoue with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Throwing, Bridgewater. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game. Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Five on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 58's the money. 58, boys. 58.
Jameis to throw it. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a a huge play at this point in the game. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Here's Bradley Pena now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Pulled in at the 24. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Check the out. Check me out. Check me out. Hold up. I got motion man. Me. I got this.
Here's Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Devin White in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage that time by Sean Bunting.
No surprise. They try to throw the ball on fourth down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up, right?
Get your hands up, effective play, and then
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down
caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Open man is Switzer complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. And it's good, so that will get them back within one score. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And the Bucs are on this one. And that should just about do it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Winston on the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.